Hello and welcome to the Indie Sports Network. I am your host, Jewel, and today we're going to take a look at our ISN monthly highlight. This is a series dedicated to highlighting, showcasing, and singing the praises of the athletes, promotions, and sports, all within the realm of small business athletics. Before we get started, be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and check us out on Reddit for content just like this. And be sure to like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications to keep up to date on all ISN content. This month, we will be going across the pond and jumping into the squared circle and taking a look at the United Kingdom's professional wrestling indie scene. The UK's prominence and importance in pro wrestling is one that shouldn't be overlooked. The modern style of pro wrestling came to the UK post-World War II when joint promotions brought America's NWA influence. Further success came in the 60s when the world of sports started broadcasting wrestling events on a regular basis. The 70s saw debuts of some of the greatest to ever come out of the UK, including Steven Regal, Davey Boy Smith, and Dynamite Kid. Outlaw promotions that sprung up from the 50s to the 90s would kick off the region's indie scene. Arguably the highlight of British wrestling would come at 1992's SummerSlam, which took place at Wembley Stadium. It was the event that saw the British Bulldog triumph over Bret the Hitman Hart to win the WWF Intercontinental Championship in the main event. Countless UK wrestlers of the preceding generations would look to this event and this match as their inspiration to get into the industry of pro wrestling, and our highlighted athlete was certainly no different. For the month of May 2022, ISN is proud to present from Telford, Shropshire, England, Joey Sanchez. Like many other UK wrestlers who grew up in the 80s and 90s, Joey got his first taste of the dream through SummerSlam 92. Despite the British Bulldog being the hometown hero of the main event, Sanchez found more inspiration from Bret Hart, even adopting the sharpshooter as one of his finishers. What's doubly ironic is that he also adopted a super kick to his finisher list as well. Joey made his debut alongside his brother, Tommy Gunn, who formed the Young Guns and fought in a handful of matches together before splitting ways to become singles wrestlers. But this certainly wasn't going to be the last time the two would see each other in the squared circle. Joey got his first taste of major success in the promotion of EDW based in his home county of Shropshire. Shropshire is a county bordered westward by Wales, and once EDW came around, it would become a hotbed region for UK wrestling indies. By 2011, Joey had become a star babyface for EDW, the local hero, the one everyone got behind, the regional athletic ambassador. However, by 2011, Joey began to endure his first major test as a promotional leader of any kind. Players Club had come to town, a heel faction led by Templeton Cruz and consisting of Carnage and Horatio, Joey Starr, Joey's own brother Tommy Gunn, and the despicable Jamie Future, a name that's going to pop up a lot through Sanchez's career. And let me just show you why.
I hate you! I hate you more! You went down on your knees quicker than Natasha Giggs at a family reunion! Oh! He's not that good, seriously. He's amazing! Shut up! Anyway, I said I was going to embarrass Sanchez in front of this sewer of human waste that sits before me.
Needless to say, it was understandable why Joey wanted a piece of Future. But he wasn't going to get it for a while, as Future managed to avoid a direct fight against Sanchez because, as he describes it,
Templeton Cruz and myself were in Las Vegas, Sin City, for UFC 130, hanging out. No, this is true. This is a true story. And we were hanging out with our close personal friend, Quinton Rampage Jackson, and he thought it'd be a good idea if we took a ride on his motorboat. He had a few too many soda pops. 11, I have broken my arm.
Throughout the next few events, Future would have Players Club members fight Sanchez for him. Joey Starr at Red Hot Redemption, where he only managed to win via a countout and hijinks from Future standing outside the ring. The team of Carnage and Horatio at Checkmate, who engaged in a brutal 2-on-1 brawl on Sanchez before Edwards came to his aid and made it a fair tag match. Then Damian Fane at Championship Crusade, who was undefeated in AEW up to that point. It was at this point that Sanchez simply had enough of Future's cowardice, and he was going to make his feelings known. Sanchez secured the win against Fane via tap-out in the sharpshooter. The thing is, Sanchez refused to let go. He held the sharpshooter on Fane right in front of Future. He would not let go, determined to turn Fane into a pretzel until his win was reversed by officials. Even still, the statement was made. Either Future can man up and face Sanchez, or all of Players Club was going to suffer the consequences. An 8-man elimination match was finally scheduled at EDW's War to Settle the Score event. Team EDW versus Players Club. Sanchez, Edwards, Ryan Smile, and Tyler Hazard versus Future, Cruz, Templeton Cruz, and Tommy Gunn. Team EDW stood victorious, but while this was an overall victory for EDW Faithful, there was still the matter of the one-on-one Sanchez versus Future match. If Future had healed his arm well enough to fight in an 8-man elimination match, certainly he could do it one-on-one, right? Sanchez had waited for so long to get his hands on Future, and he was going to savor every minute of it. The match was scheduled for EDW's Double Trouble event, and the following contest was set for Last Man Standing.
Ready to come back and showing just absolute fury and rage at Jamie Future. No, wait a minute. He was going for the super Jamie Future, maybe just a little bit is now expected. Jamie Future's head just crashing off. Oh! But he beats the count at 8. Jamie Future with a double stomp across the chest and off those chairs. Joey Sanchez. My God, how do you come back from that? We're at 9. This could be. He's trying to launch an offensive with as much just to protect themselves. A picture perfect silken everywhere. My God, Sanchez. And a code breaker with the chair. God, I don't even know if he's still standing after that blast. It's a miracle he's able to stand on it. It's a miracle he's able to put himself up with a pick is taken. Jamie Future looks slow. Future's jaw has been attacked. What is he doing? Jamie Future looks out cold, just held up by his leg being positioned on the... Think about this. Oh my God! Oh my God! From one side of the ring to the other, Joey Sanchez goes coast to coast and lands with his feet planting a chair straight into the face of Jamie Future. We're at 3 and my God, that's it, surely. It seems Jamie Future has nothing left to give. Think about this, Joey. I didn't want to see Jamie Future do it to Sanchez and just oh, 9, 10, it's over. Mercifully, it's over.
The winner and the last man standing, Joey Sanchez!
After turning Future's head into a chair sandwich, the war between Sanchez and Future would never end. spanning all across Shropshire's promotions, spanning all levels of matches from 30-man Ironmans to ladder matches. The hostilities remained eternal throughout the region. Sanchez looked on to the rest of Players Club, and in a journey to win the EDW Championship, he asked them who was next. At Proving Grounds, in a match against Carnage, Sanchez was attacked by his former ally Tyler Hazard. The two would clash at two events. Night of Infamy was where Sanchez secured a count-out victory against Hazard. And Crossfire would see Sanchez win again, this time in a submissions match. After Hazard, there was perhaps a Players Club member that Sanchez wasn't ready for, his own brother, Tommy Gunn. The two agreed to a match at EDW's All or Nothing event, and to add to it, it was going to determine the number one contender for EDW's World Heavyweight Championship. Brother versus brother, EDW had their questioning of what would be thicker, blood or gold. Like Jeff versus Matt, Rick versus Scott, Cody versus Dustin, Brett versus Owen, Joey versus Tommy. In the end, Joey would raise his hand in victory and become the number one contender for the title. Moving on from EDW, we look to another Shropshire promotion, Shropshire Wrestling Alliance. Sanchez's war against Players Club had managed to boil over into other promotions, as again he faced Jamie Future at Rebellion, and this wasn't too long before he was handed a title shot against Joey Osborne at SWA's British Lions event for the SWA Championship, an opportunity that would go to waste as Sanchez was DQ'd. It wasn't going to be too long, however, before Sanchez would rectify this. At SWA's Gold Rush 2 event, a rumble would be held to determine a title shot holder. The winner, Sanchez. Immediately he cashed it in, and this time he was going to come out on top. And so he did, winning the SWA Championship, a title reign that would see Sanchez fight everyone from Osborne, Ryan Smile, Doug Williams, Mark Morgan, Dan Maloney, Dave Delvicho, and Edwards in every kind of match from street fight to fatal four-way and even a career versus title ladder match. Sanchez was on top of Shropshire with the title, which he held for 596 days, defending it 7 times, and finally losing it to Ryan Smile at Summer Blowout 2015. Not long after losing the title would Sanchez take the next step in his career. At a certain point in most wrestlers' career, they look at the next generation of those coming into the business and want to instill all the lessons they learned to them in a cycle that continues to make the sport better and better. So Sanchez joined Academy Pro Wrestling, an academy promotion based in Joey's hometown of Telford. However, between the summer of 2016 and the summer of 2017, Joey would have to step away from the ring. He had contracted lymphoma and he needed time to recover. He would undergo 12 chemotherapy sessions in 6 months before he was given the all clear. After super kicking cancer, Joey made his in-ring return at APW's Warpath against Eddie Cobain, and he'd win the vacant UKWA King of the Kingdom Championship at Over and Out against Stephen Kane not too long after. Joey would continue to work with APW and SWA. His latest match on January 2022 at APW Condemned 2 against again Eddie Cobain. From Joey's own words, quote, "If it wasn't for the wrestling fans that bought tickets, cheered or booed us, wrestlers would be nothing. The fans are what makes wrestling memorable. To anyone that has ever supported me, words haven't been invented for the level of thanks I have. My family are why I breathe. Everything I did for them, and will love them always." Unquote. You can check Joey out on TikTok, on Instagram, and be sure to support him by checking out his merch. All links will be in the description below. I want to thank you all for tuning in. You have been watching the Indie Sports Network. I have been your host, Jewel, and be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and I will see you all next time.